as good as they've played early. I don't think they've totally hit their stride yet, you know, and that's not to mean hopefully we haven't either, you know, but I see a lot of potential in that team. So for us to, you know, get a gritty W against a team like Tennessee, it was a great night.
You had promised a fist fight type of game. Do you feel like the physical nature of it, you use it to your advantage as far as the foul pressure?
Well, I mean, you know, we're a physical team too, and you know, but they're really handsy defensively, and you know, if you know, I mean, I thought we were at times almost too tentative. You know, some of those passes when we got out past the 3-point line, I was holding my breath a couple times, and you know, you got to fight force with force. It's really the only way to do it, and you know, it makes it a lot easier, you know, to show the fouls, and you know, and so I thought we put a lot of foul pressure on them, and our guys did a good job overall. We took a lot of threes, you know, which is, you know, maybe, you know, not as characteristic for us. I would have loved for a few more of them to go down, but just wasn't that kind of night. So there's different ways to win, and to be able to get to the free throw line and make free throws the way we did was huge.
What do you think was the difference maker ultimately?
We scored more points than them. I mean, we hung in there. We didn't panic. You know, they made a little run at us in the first half, and we cut back into it. And you know, we in the second half, I thought we kind of, you know, we're a little more methodical, and weren't as panicky. And you know, and listen, we got to get better. We got to get better offensively. So, you know, I think this is going to be a great teaching tool for us. But to teach after a win versus Tennessee's, it's a pretty good problem.
The way they guard the perimeter, how important was it to get what you got out of Omar?
Well, I mean, Umar and Zoo, I mean, we got to get that out of them every night, no matter how they guard us. And they're a force in there. You know, you just don't see that type of 1-2 punch in there. And, you know, I thought Henry, you know, kind of got in there his second run, and he stepped up a little bit, and we just need continued growth out of those. And even I thought we played small a little bit, you know, with some was said and Pella at the 4. I mean, I thought we were fine. So, yeah, but those two are dominant guys, and, you know, you're probably going to go back and wish we would have got them the ball a little bit more in there.
Your bench not scoring, what kind of
I mean, just one of those days, you know. I mean, hey, I don't have a set formula where I'm like, I need this many points from my bench or this or that. I just want to score more than the other team. And once you get in the heat of battle, it's, you know, figuring that out. And sometimes I got to get out of the way, you know, I mean, to be honest with you. And other times I got to try to put them in the right place. So it's a little bit of more of an art than a science, you know, but these guys are good basketball players. And I'm excited. I'm excited we won, and I'm excited to get better from this.
What are some of the things that you'd like that Pella's done over the last week?
Well, Pella's a really good player. I mean, for him to go out and get 10 rebounds in that game, I've been on him. I'm like, he needs to rebound. He needs to be at the top of his job duties. And, you know, I think he was cramping up or something, like kind of that whole second half, and I kind of kept looking the other way because I felt like we needed him out there. We just needed his force and his ability to kind of get in the paint. And when he gets kind of takes that next step and starts trusting himself to slow down in there and play on 2 feet and use his fakes and, you know, set someone up or make a little, you know, 4 or 5 foot shot, I think he's going to really take off.
Did you sense some more aggressive Pella tonight? I mean, he was able to draw 10,000 getting to the line.
Yeah, I mean, Pella is man. I mean, the word I use a lot, guys, is force, and he plays with force. I mean, he, you know, and for him to, you know, when they're that aggressive on the perimeter, you have to go at them, and if you go at them, and you know, there's 2 hands on you, or it's a hand check, or you get hip checked. I mean, those are fouls, and fortunately they called him tonight. So for him to draw 10 fouls, I didn't even realize. I mean, that's a significant stat.
Would you say this is the biggest win to this point, given the style, their style? You had to play like, you know, tougher, you had to play like different style.
It was a great win, but you know what the biggest game is? The next one. I mean, that's how we're taking it. And hey, we have, you know, a Montana State team coming here that might be as good as any of these, you know, guarantee type games we've played all year. And we play them in less than 48 hours. So, you know, we've got to grow as a group. And I'm not just saying that, like, our competitive maturity needs to be at a high level. We have 2 more games for Christmas, and, you know, let's knock them out one by one. And if you find a way to do that, you know, you had a heck of a preseason.
What's the importance of home court for you with the crowd and all that?
I mean, it's obviously it's very significant. I mean, there's statistics to back it up. I mean, you're better at home usually than you are on the road, and the road team usually is not as good on the road as they are at home. So, you know, for us to, find a way. I mean, last year we got punched at Tennessee. And we got ourselves back in the game. We showed some grit, but we couldn't. We dug too big of a hole. So this game was a little more even. But it's a real. It was a balanced matchup. Both games ended up being knock down, drag out, right to the end.
Kerr obviously was out there. Tommy, was he 100% tonight?
His timing might have been a little off. He didn't really do anything in practice until Friday, and Kerr's not really one of on the. The top of my worry list. I mean, I trust him. I thought he had some good looks tonight to go down. And, hey, that Ziegler kid, when he crawls up into you, he's a problem. He's an elite on-ball defender. So I think Kerr had his hands full tonight.
During the press conference this week, Azula said he was lost up in Tennessee. Tonight he has 19 points. Can you talk about?
Well, Zoo's been tremendously consistent all year. And, and I just, I thought even at the end of that game, we were kind of making a run, and he threw like a kind of a tough high-low pass to Henry. And, Henry's doing a lot of things well. I don't know if we need to put him in that position. And I told Zoo, just take a breath, slow down, and be the best player. You don't have to hit any home runs out here. And he probably doesn't even know what that means. But last year he didn't, he just had one of those, he didn't feel good there, got in foul trouble. And, so we kind of had to try to find a way to hang in the game without him last year.
Committed to continuing these home series with your team?
For sure, yeah. I just need to. They're tough to get, and so we're definitely are having conversations with teams right now, and I think they're great for our program. They're great for our fans, But again, I know everyone wants Tennessee at Arizona, every game. But it's just not how it is in college basketball. And so, we obviously had a bunch of great home games coming up in our conference season. And, I think we've done the best job we could, kind of mixing and matching our schedule to be the best for this team.
Where do you think you guys grew the most defensively tonight? Because you guys...
I thought we were okay defensively. I didn't think it was our best, but I think we hung with our plan. We were sticky on those guys on screens, and then they didn't get a lot of rhythm looks. I was a little bit disappointed in our post defense today, but they do this thing, basically. We call it a butt screen to a duck in, and they do that really well in transition. And they kind of caught us on the high side like 3 times and got layups, and that shouldn't happen against us. So we have room to grow, but I didn't even look what are their shooting numbers. 42%. 42%. They've been shooting 40 for the year, so we let them have one of their better nights this season. So. Hey, at the end of the day, it was all about finding a way to get a result today. And to score 40 points on that team and a half, no one's done that.
All right, you talk about foul pressure. You went to the line 17 more times. Do you think you need to have an advantage like that, the way they come out?
I knew it was going to be a way we might need to score if we could get in the bonus, and then stay aggressive offensively. It puts a ton of foul pressure on them, and you pound the ball inside to those bigs. You drive closeouts. It's hard to play against. Yeah.
He wasn't Larry Bird, but he was pretty darn good from the line.
Well, I'm sure Larry Bird had a day. He wasn't 6 for 7. Maybe he was today. It was great. I tell you guys how happy I am for Umar, but hey, we're in the middle of a journey. So there's not a lot of time to reflect, but to see him step up and hit 2 big free throws at the end of a game, gives us confidence because, we need him at the floor defensively at the end of the game, and we need him to rebound at the end of the game. So, he's, when you close out those games, it's a luxury when your best defensive players and rebounders can also make free throws. All right, guys.